It's time to get started. So let me hit the go live button on the other side.
Y'all woke up and chose violence this morning.
All right.
I'm scared.
If you scared, first, nah.
Oh, I got to say it the right way too, because for everybody that don't know, this is the year that Roll With Me Nation is standalone. Is actually a entity all by itself, all by its lonely. So, without any further ado, Roll With Me Nation presents to you real people, real conversations. To the point, like I said, even on TikTok, had you pulled it like that on TikTok, you would have got lifted. We can do what we want to do over here. So, with that being said, my name is Stanley Peavy. I am your host, better known as Mr. Roll With Me, taught by the people for the people. So, I'm going to let the co-hosts introduce themselves. So, ladies first. My wife. Make sure I put that out there.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Michaela Peavy. I am the better half of Mr. Roll With Me. You know I had to say it like that. Because me, without me, I don't
Yeah.
think this would be a thing. I'm just going to put that out there. Because without me, you wouldn't have had so many questions. I'm just saying. You wouldn't have had questions. I'm just saying.
All right, Trey, introduce yourself.
I'm Trey. I'm one of Stan's clients with the couple therapy. Um, I'm from North Carolina. That's just really about it. I'm just ready to get into this topic.
I know you will. I know you will. So, all right. So the topic today is when a man makes a mistake, his mistakes over glorified or hella inflated? Now, hope all minds are clear. Philly, God damn it. Hope all minds are clear. Because for this topic, I want you to be yourself. I want you to talk as if I'm your drunk uncle at the barbecue. You feel me? And if this conversation gets me a one-way ticket to the couch, make sure I get to that bitch royally. Don't half step it. If I'm gonna get in trouble, send me all the way to fuck home. So with that being said, Trey, I know this is more of your bag.
Mm-hmm. Most for sure.
Open
Like,
it up. What you got to say?
like I I know for sure when I make a mistake, my shit turns my whole household upside down. Like, let me let me not pump her gas on a day that she feels tired, or if I'm tired. Like, my girl, she the woman that loves chivalry. Like, she like having her doors and shit open for her. She like sometimes when she come home, she want some food on the counter. Let me not do one of those things. She gonna tell me a new ass, bro. Like, and I don't understand why they do that. Like, but to answer that question, hell yeah. Like, it could be the smallest shit. The smallest shit be the big shit. When it's a big mistake, they be like, "Oh, I understand. I understand. I'm here for you." But if it's some small shit, bro, it's
Like
gonna
I
be
said,
some
if I'm gonna
immediate
get a
talk.
ticket to the couch, gotta go there. So, and I must say that I agree. But my thing is, to me, it is a little overinflated. And to your point, there's been times I done fucked up, and my
Mm,
wife's like, "Oh, it ain't that bad. Like we'll get through it." And I'm like, I get horny as fuck. Like she just took that shit to the chin. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Okay then. But then I will do, and sometimes it's not even what I've done. Right? It can be something like, it can be something that I missed or didn't catch. Like it ain't the fact
Mm,
that I did anything. It's something where my neurons wasn't clicking. You know what I mean? and before you know it, the night is fucked up.
Have you
Like
ever took out
I'm
the
sitting there
trash
like,
sometime?
what's that?
Have you ever not took out the trash before?
Yeah, but luckily for me, my wife ain't big on trash. She more like dirty diapers and whatnot like that, right? So I'm like, babe, to me it's small. Like it takes, and to me I'm like it takes about like 2-3 seconds just to pick the diaper up and throw it away. But it's
Yeah,
the principle, right? It's this big when I'm like, we could have fixed that in a couple seconds. But it was like
exactly.
that wasn't that big a deal. So I don't understand where the inflation piece come from as to why things are that big. Um, but hopefully, when she's ready, we'll let a woman answer from that side of things. But from a man's point, it almost makes you scared not to do shit.
Exactly.
It's
It,
like,
some like I get a little resentful when she blow up for small shit like that. I'll be like, damn. Like I know I can go ahead and do it while I got the chance to, but when she blow up like that, I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing that shit. After you blow up when it's something that goddamn small, man, go on, man. I don't even feel like doing it goddamn more. Like that shit be having me fucked up. Like it'll fuck my whole mood up. Like I can be sitting somewhere vibing. Baby, can you go pump the gas? God damn. Like
now, here's my next question. Do you think part of the reason why it's inflated is because we hit the same shit over and over?
no, I feel like when they blow up, because they don't blow up all the time over small shit. Most of our problems don't get blown up always, but when it do, it's a problem. I feel like when they blow up, they attach other things to it. So I think that's why it be explosive. Like, yeah, she might be mad I didn't pump the gas, but other than that, what else can you be mad for? They be holding on to shit, so they'll have a reason to blow up on your motherfucking ass. And I don't get that.
Hmm.
I don't get that shit, bro.
So for me, and what you saying might be true, but for me, I feel like most women don't have a good sense of time, right?
Mm,
And what I mean by that is, say you make a mistake on January 1st. We're going to start there for ease of things, right?
mm,
And she either approaches you softly or tears you a new asshole, whichever one, right? January
mm,
1st, you get your ass chewed. Let's say February 8th, you do the same thing
mm,
and it gets inflated. To me, it almost feels like that almost month and a half of you not making that mistake don't exist. It's like
mm.
almost looking for perfection, even though you're not looking
Mm.
for perfection.
I
But
feel like once you hook up, she's looking for you to do that shit again. I feel like that's why she blow up again, and it gets higher and higher. Like, what is a common mistake that men make that gets over dramatically blown up? Like,
clothes on
why
the
why
bathroom floor,
why do they do that?
hmm,
Sorry, Amherst is in here and her
babe, you
iPad was
close to
going
being
because it's
done?
real loud, so I couldn't get off mute. Um, I was actually going to not agree. So before you uh jump up and down, I wasn't going to agree, but I was going to say I understand and could at least explain why things were the way they were until he said that he thinks we compile things. Um to a certain extent maybe, but um I think when the in terms so I'm gonna take it in twofold. I think for me, I can't speak for I'm not gonna try to speak for all women. For me, I can be more understanding of the big things because I think when the big things happen, it's almost like they impact you just as much as they impact me. And so we can see that it hurts you just as much as it hurts us. and you don't even see that they're happening, or you don't even anticipate that it happens or it's going to happen. So it's almost easier to be empathetic when that kind of stuff happens. Like, okay, I can see that that's impacting my husband just as much as it's impacting me, so I can be a little bit more empathetic. Whereas when the big stuff, or when the little things happen, it's almost like you're doing those things that aggravate us. So it's like, come on, bro. Like, I've told you this aggravates me before, and yet here you are doing it. Like that, I think that's why. Because usually those big things that you do or that have happened, 9 times out of 10, those are things that may not necessarily be a point of aggravation, but more or less, how to explain it? It may not necessarily be a point of aggravation, but literally could be something that's, I don't want to say a detriment to the relationship because that's dramatic, but I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's not. I'm trying to really explain this. It's just a different level. That's the best way I can say it. It's just a different level. And so I think that that's why we can accept it a little better, because it's different. That's just the best way I can say.
So my question
Yeah.
is then, if a man says he's going to work on something and he's working on it, why can you help us explain why we feel as if no matter how much time in between similar mistakes, the the reaction is the same?
Hmm. It's like when they know that we working on it. It's like when we do it again. It's like y'all give us no mercy. It's like, damn, you knew this shit. You knew I don't like that, or you knew you could have done this. Why it be like that on that type of frequency level that you ripping a hole in our ass like that? Like
Again, I think
I
it's
don't
just
understand it.
along those lines
It's down there
of,
like
if
we
you
did something we
know
absolutely
it's
was not
something that
supposed to do
aggravates
at
us,
all.
and you know it's something that we dislike. I mean, yes, we understand that you're going to make mistakes. I'm not saying that we don't understand that, but it's still, that doesn't make it any easier to accept. Like, it's still hard to accept, like, when you do it, like, and it goes both ways, right? Like, if there's something that you done told your girl you don't like, and she tells you, okay, babe, I ain't gonna do it no more. If she redoes it, you gonna get upset with her too. Now, maybe your reaction may be a little bit different.
But our reactions is totally different. Like when a man fuck up on something small, it's like how we look for our girl to have that situation is like when a baby pick up a pair of scissors.
And
How a woman look at her
like,
man doing something small like that, it's like,
and I
damn,
can
you
take
need to be in
that,
my face.
like, but
It's on
again,
that type of
I think
explosiveness.
what men
It,
don't
it's it's totally different.
realize, and I'm gonna say this because me and my husband have this conversation all the time. Um, I think what men don't realize is that you all expect for things to be equal, and they're not. And I know y'all hate to hear that, and y'all hate to acknowledge and accept that. But when y'all will, the day y'all realize that, the day y'all will have peace in your home. Like, the day y'all realize that people do not respond to things the same way, not even on a man versus woman thing, but just people in general, we don't all respond to things the same way. So, as much as you want to hope and believe that my response is going to look like your response is going to look like, her response is, it's just not going to ever be equivalent. So the day y'all can accept that is the day you're gonna actually have some peace in your house. Like, I hate to say that, but you're never gonna have peace in your house if you keep looking for the day you accept that men and women, women and women, men and men, we all just don't respond to things the same way. That's the day you're gonna have peace. That's just stop, Emerus. Stop, stop, stop.
I don't like. Um,
So my question then, babe, is this, and
You
I'm
asking me
making it general as possible.
if men
If
approach
men approach
issues
issues the
the
same way
same
women did, do you
way
think there
women
would be more
did, do I
breakups
think
today?
there would be more
oh,
breakups?
Mm-hmm.
It's twofold. Honestly, I
Mm-hmm.
on the woman, I'm gonna say no, but then I can see some
mm.
women saying yes.
You know,
I'm a,
if men did
hold up,
that,
hold up, hold up, hold up. Save that, save that. So to give, I want to make
Yes,
sure
I
me and my
hate that.
wife
That
are on the
gives
same
me
wavelength for a
hives.
minute. And I
Yes,
hope, again, if I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get in trouble. But you know how you don't like how I say y'all, and
yes.
you know how I get so I don't, my ears literally turn off when I hear always, never, all the time.
No, because
If I
to be fair,
approach
I
that
do say always and
situation
never a lot.
the same way you
So if you
approach
approach
the
it the same way,
y'all,
I couldn't be
do
mad at you
you
for that.
think that would be a point of contention for us?
I couldn't be mad at you for that.
Mm, I probably do got one in a million, y'all. What you think?
yeah,
Yeah, cause
that's me, bro. With me.
I don't. I'm gonna say for a lot of men, I don't think that would be the case. I literally think if men approached women's small mishaps with that same energy, there would be a. So let me ask you, Trey. If you went to your girl with that same energy, what you think the outcome would
Bro,
be?
man, she gonna shut down completely. She not gonna be receptive. None of that. If the male population was to blow up on a female like that, it'll be so many controlling men. It'll be the whole 9 yards. This man don't know how to talk to a female. He not respecting me. He making me feel unsafe.
Well, see, that's the
Let
thing. The same, and again, y'all know how I feel about labels. I hate them like I hate them. But what
we will
I've
get
grown
okay.
to find out is the second, and this is in general. Like I even googled this. The word, the term controlling is placed on a man more than a woman. Because the second we get aggressive or the second we try to control a situation, that's the
Yeah, that's
label
fair.
that instantly get pulled to the forefront. And 9 times out of 10, it's not because we're trying to be controlling, we're trying to lead, but because of how we're trying to do it, it comes off as controlling. So a lot of men, including myself in the past, have been mislabeled as controlling because in the moment we wasn't understood. So it's just one of those things where it's I feel like the consequences for a man is so much higher on his mistakes than a woman. So
And
yeah, I might be able to approach a situation with that same energy, but I can't I can't bottom smack my wife the same way she can bottom smack me. It's just not gonna happen. Now, the second,
that's
to
what
give
life
my
is.
wife some credit, the second I realized that and I fell back, things got better. Like, it is what it is. Let me just go on, face the music, and keep it moving. Now, internally, do I still feel like that shit fair? Fuck no. Like, there's been times where I've been like, this shit ain't, I ain't rocking with this. But I just went on ahead and face the music and get it over with. But it just, mm, I still, there's a lot of things I still think very black and white on. I just learned to adapt to to get through it. But it takes me a minute to get over it sometimes, depending on what it is. You know what I mean? So
Oh, I knew that was.
I don't know. I don't know. So do you ever feel like your consequences don't match the crime? Trey?
No, hell no.
Yeah,
The the, the small mistakes that I be doing for my girl, I deserve. I deserve not to get a kiss or something like. Make it seem like I need to go to jail.
Oh shit.
well, now wait a minute.
Like that's and like even with
Wait.
the mistakes is glorified. It's
Now
even
see, I
with
got to
a
hold
man in
now. Hold
life.
on,
Like if a man
because
don't
I
pay
got
child support, he go to jail. But
because
if a
now
woman don't
you
take care of
know,
her
being
kids, she could go
being
get
honest
assistance.
and fully transparent,
You see,
they give
you know,
y'all
our
a
mistakes will
whole bunch
always
of
be
chances
glorified. It's every
before
single way
they
you look.
put jail on the table.
That's just how I see it.
Uh Now
I
let's be
don't
real.
know.
Let's be real. Cause the second,
Tax.
what is it? In Ohio, I can't speak for anybody else, but in Ohio, the second you are, for me, because my child support is so high, the second
No,
I'm
it's
two
not that.
payments behind,
No, it's not that
they
quick.
automatically put in what's the name to take my taxes. The
It's
second,
not that
the
quick.
second I'm over, I think like 2 months, they take my license, then my passport, then jail. I, I would look it up, but it'll disrupt the live. So it's well, no. When I first got put on child support, he
Yeah,
said
but
my
you
trigger
and I
for them
both know
taking
I've been
my
down this road.
taxes was at $650 at the time. But my
And
child
he
support is a
wasn't
thousand
paying,
dollars.
and
So the
literally,
second I was a month
as long
behind, they already put in the
he
request to
wasn't,
take my taxes.
as long as he wasn't paying, they never. Like
I mean, I get it. I mean, that could be different per situation, but I was paying, and they snatched my. Hey, yeah, I was paying.
they never took his taxes, and they never. Well, they took his
I was
taxes,
paying,
but
and I was
they
sick.
never took
I
his
know I was sick
license,
because they took both my
and
state and my federal.
they
They
never
took they took the
threatened jail
federal. I'm
time.
like, all right, I'm gonna at least get that little 300 state check.
You see how glorified that is? That's glorified as hell. Like, can I revert back to a man peace in his household? Like I'm pretty sure you can know where I'm coming from when I say this. Like our peace that we want in our house when it comes to our woman is totally different from their side of it. It's only a handful of things that we will want you to maintain, and we gonna we our grace with that will be so much. It's so much easier for us to give our woman grace by their mistakes. Like
But see,
we
let's
constantly
let's
giving them.
call it though. The reason, and if this gonna be the road with me podcast, we gonna take it there. The reason why, and I fuck it, I'll speak for myself. The reason why I'm able to give my wife so much grace on the things that she does is because I don't control shit.
Mm,
Naturally, I don't control shit. So if I piss her off, the peace in the house is gone, whether she's doing it intentionally or unintentionally. Because again, there's been
mm,
times where she's been upset and the whole aura in the house just literally just disappears. Or there's been times I done pissed her off, and you can hear that strut upstairs. Every man know that woman strut. When you hear it, you know shit over with. Um,
Right. So P5 farm
you ain't
upstairs.
lying. So another thing is, and I know women hate to hear this, but the second they pissed off, even though most women will be able to say they don't weaponize sex, the second you piss them off, the first thing you know you ain't getting is
Some pussy.
you ain't gonna sit there and make a woman screw you while she mad. She just ain't gonna do it. It just ain't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm like, well, babe, you say you ain't gonna weaponize sex, then I'm not in the mood. Or really, we just had a blow up, and you expecting me to? Like, it's the same thing. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. We just using a different way of attacking it, but it's the same thing. I'm still not getting the yams, no matter what. So it is what it is. So if men had just as much power in a relationship as women,
Oh,
I feel like inevitably
did
and
he go
naturally
there?
that whole dynamic would switch. If women cared that much about sex, if women cared that much about men bringing down the aura in the household, I bet
No,
we would get a whole lot more grace than we did.
You know how many women would be married right now if that was the case?
he would. He
And you
would.
went there. This the platform for it. You went, hey.
Am I right or wrong
But see,
now?
that's why
If
I asked
I'm
my
right
wife the
or
question
wrong,
earlier. I'm like, if men went at women with that same energy, I'm sorry. There there were people getting divorces before they got married.
facts.
Now this is one of those statements I got to steal from the women book. I honestly feel like you know how they say men can't handle the shit that they put out because we be cheating. I honestly feel women can't handle what they put out when it comes to consequences. They can't.
Bro,
If we went at them with that same motherfucking energy, it
I actually tried with my girl
you
before.
tried to what?
I actually tried that with my girl
And
before.
what the hell you
She
do?
wasn't doing that, bro. She was doing some shit that she knew I did not like. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna distance from myself. Period. While we under the same house, so I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm gonna be nonchalant, and I'm gonna tell her like, this is why I'm doing this. I had to show her like I'm serious about this. I had to set a tone in my house for
Now,
her.
did she come at you with the
And
argument of, see, why you trying to make a point? You just trying to be right?
at, at first, yeah, because she didn't know what I was doing. I feel like she knew what I was doing, but she didn't like that I'm putting her through that shit. I had to do that so I can open her eyes. Like, all right, now I can, you know what I'm saying? I can do that.
Now,
I had to do that
let's
so
let's
I
be
can get
real.
her attention.
So, did you do it just to prove a point, though?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It wasn't right for me to do that, but
yeah,
I
I was finna
had to do
say
that.
I missed the accountability, so I gotta
Yeah.
keep us honest. Even
I
though
knew
I
that
feel
wasn't the right
why
thing
you
to do,
did it,
but
I feel why you did it.
yeah.
But when you go into it trying to make a point, that gives her the
Why y'all
leverage
just gotta
to
be?
call you to
Why
the
y'all just got
carpet. Like,
like
see,
that? See,
my wife do me like that all the
uh,
time.
see?
When I know I'm right and I try to make a
No,
point,
that's not true.
she'll hit me with it. Like, so this is what we
That's not
doing. You
because
just got to make a
Mhm.
point,
there have
don't
been
you? And it's
times where
like,
I've even said to you, "You're right."
but what?
But it backs up what you're saying though.
But the
They
thing
can't
is,
handle
Well, I
the
mean,
what I
consequences.
don't think women understand.
I mean,
But see,
it
that's
ain't
the
my fault.
thing. Men are always wrong. Babe,
Bullshit.
babe, babe,
But
our championship battles are like 12-3.
Mm.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a
whatever.
question, Miss Rowe. Miss Rowe, let me ask you a
Be
question.
careful. That's the only one
When
I
you
gotta
know that
protect
you
on
done
this
something wrong,
on this
right?
live.
When you know that you done something wrong in your household, right?
I
And you
have,
know you did it wrong.
I
When your husband tell
was
you
wrong.
that,
I have, I
you
have.
I'm pretty sure you gave him attitude like, oh,
What was your
like
point?
this how I think. Like a woman like, oh, I know I fucked up. I
But
know
he
I
has
fucked up.
too,
But when your
though.
man get
He
on
has
your
too.
ass, you be like, oh, you be running from it. Have you ever done that before?
No, 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 no. He has
Yeah,
run. He has run too.
y'all can't handle the
In
consequences like
the
that.
past, he has run.
Now, look at it from the flip side. Look at it from the flip side for a second. When you giving when you giving your husband his consequences, we take that shit on the damn chest. Okay, you gotta do everything. The point I'm making, the point that I'm making is when we get in our consequences for our woman, we gotta deal with that. We gotta take that shit on the chest. Why a woman can't do the same shit? We gotta get attitude. We gotta deal with emotions. We gotta deal with not getting some pussy. We gotta sleep on the damn couch. We gotta come up with a whole poem to why we love you. Like it's like god damn, like we gotta do all this.
What happened, babe?
What if we make our woman sleep on the damn couch? Y'all ain't gonna do that.
Sorry, my lap.
Yeah, we can
Can
hear
y'all
you.
hear me?
What
Oh,
if men
sorry.
start making our woman sleep on the couch? You know the type of dynamic will change for men if we start doing some shit like that. Not saying that we built to put our woman on the couch, but what if we did?
So, babe, the question in the comments said, "Why is it wrong for men to make a point?"
Damn, that's a good ass question.
Nobody said it was wrong for y'all to make a point.
So when a man is ripping his girl a new asshole, why she can't sit there and be upset to that and that type of correction, that type of authority? Like I hate
Nobody said
to
it
put
was
it
wrong
like
to
that,
make
but
a point. But it's wrong it's wrong when you are doing that whole tit for tat type of stuff to make your point. That's wrong.
I think women get
Now, when you want to
confused
sit
from.
down and have a conversation about about it and discuss it, that's one thing. But when you go to the extreme of trying to do tit for tat behavior,
So
that's
let's
immature.
But that's where stand. Hold. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's where I think women get confused when a man is doing that. When a
Yeah,
man
baby.
putting his foot down, they got so emotional. They emotions come in like we when we
And
do that,
respectful.
we not coming from a place of tit for tat or being controlled or nothing like that. When a man is have his set tone to where like he's putting his foot down, we not being mean. We just creating the playing field like this. You want me to be the man of the household, so when I'm doing some manly shit, let me do that, and don't think I'm talking to you like a child or belittling you or nothing like that. Because if it's flipped, y'all talking to us like we little bitches. Women, I've talked to women in the past. They like, well, sometimes I feel like I just want a man that can put me in my place. But when a man puts you in your goddamn place, we got to deal with, oh, you talking to me like a kid and whatnot. Like, I know how to put my woman in the place. Allow me to put you in your fucking place.
But see, talking like that, we'll fight.
but see to his point.
Because see, if you come at me with that same
See, but
attitude,
to
that's the
his
problem.
point, I hate to say it, but there are some times where the the tone I have to come at you to get something across to make sure, like, babe, you know this was wrong. You don't have to take that same approach.
What you
For
mean?
example, for example, the whole y'all thing. Can you remember how you were when I used the word y'all? Now, can you
Yeah,
remember how I was with the whole mall incident? Night and day,
yeah,
night and
it
day.
was.
And again, I didn't go up against the wind or nothing like that. I let bygones be bygones. But it's like that's what makes it so different for us because there was no repercussions for how you got that point across. And even then, I texted you and was like, "Hey, my feelings a little crushed, but I'm glad your phone cut out." But see, I didn't make you feel that way. You was able to take it, and we were laughing and talking right after.
But you have come at me
Yeah,
like
but
that
that was
before.
also a point of
Or
contention. The way you just came at Trey, you just said, talking like that, we gonna fight. And I had to learn how to do what? Now,
change
just
your
like Trey
approach.
said, so why can't you do the same thing?
Mm.
I think we can.
That's a question for all women. Like, why a woman can't expect a man to be a man?
Now, don't
We
change
have
the subject.
emotions,
Stay on
but
topic.
But that's not
Stay on topic.
like that though. That's that's just trying to assert
Stay on
authority.
topic. So, Mrs. Hurt, look like you got a question.
Yeah. So my thing is, do you guys understand when we get to a point where we're so mad at you guys because you guys are not listening to us? Meaning, we will communicate to you guys what the issue is multiple times before we blow up. But you guys are either not listening, or you're not comprehending what we're saying, or you're ignoring our feelings when we're expressing to you how we feel, or you just basically just we feel like you don't give a fuck. So when we start to blow up, when you guys fuck up on something and we take it to the extreme, it's because we told you multiple times before we blew the fuck up. But some guys are not listening. Some guys are not comprehending. The little thing that it might have started out really small, and then by the time things stack up, you did it again, and we're not saying nothing, but we said it to you once, or we might have said it to you twice, and we get to a point to where, you know what, maybe he's not hearing me. Let me just go all the way to fuck off on him. Y'all thinking it's we're just mad about this one little situation. No, that one little situation blew all the way up from a little baby to an adult problem.
Now,
Am I right or
I want to
wrong?
give you your flowers. I want to
Stevie?
give you your flowers and saying that you're right, that you've told us multiple times. Like I used earlier, my wife has told me she hates the fact that I use y'all. Now, here's the disconnect though. I don't say y'all all day, every day. You see what I'm saying? So where a man doesn't want to, where a man loses all hope, and I'm saying that a little harshly, is let me say y'all again using easy dates here. Let me say y'all on January 1st, and she rips me a new asshole. I will go like a week or two. She won't hear y'all for a minute, and then I will say y'all, and it's like the situation will explode as if I said y'all yesterday.
Well, it's not that you use it every day. It's the context that you. That's not to get into semantics, but I think it's y'all y'all speaking about men now. I think you all belittle just a little bit. You all belittle the things that you all do because you don't see the magnitude of it. Because if it's not big to you, then you think of it as if I just did it that day and I can go a month without doing it again, why is she bugging?
can I ask?
Because it's small to you. Let me finish. So because it's not big to you, then if you could go a month without doing it, then you like, well, shoot, she shouldn't care. She should be glad I went a
And
whole month without doing it. But for us, just because again, if it's not just because it's not big to you, but you got in a relationship with a different person because you recognize that this different person is what different than you. If you wanted to be in a relationship with somebody that was exactly like you, then you should be in a relationship with you, not with another person. So if you know that your partner is different than you, then that means they come with different quirks, different likes, different dislikes. So that means that issues for your partner are going to be at different levels than they're going to be for you. So either you're going to respect and appreciate that, or you don't need to be in a relationship.
Well,
It's just as simple. So let me finish, babe. So I think that what men need to realize is that, again, so going back to my earlier point, the second you all realize that one, nothing in life is equal, is when you're going to have peace. Everything isn't about who's right and who's wrong. You will have peace. You all have to stop making everything so black and white. Stop making everything about who's right and who's wrong. Stop trying to make everything 50-50, 100-100, and realize that every issue isn't about did I do it right? Is she wrong? Is she right? Am I wrong? There is going to be some gray areas sometimes, and you have to accept the fact that yes, the issue may not be big to you, but it may be big to your wife. The issue may be big to you and it may be small to her. Because let's be honest, there are some issues that are big to y'all that we may be like, he bugging.
Can I ask
no,
the women
hold on.
a
I
question?
gotta go in on that one because I love her entire preamble. But the issue,
Mm,
the issue I have
Not a
with it, and
preamble.
I'm backing you, Trey, is the fact that women, including my wife, do not understand what she just said. And the
mm-hmm,
reason why I say that is she wants us to recognize all of that on this side, but she doesn't.
mm-hmm.
That's not true.
That's
That's
the
the whole
crazy part
flip
right
piece.
there.
Because if so, she said our approach needs to change. She needs to under there. Let me tell you this: have your girl Trey ever came to you and either tried to fix things and was like, "So this what we on? So you gonna be mad all day?" So
Plenty of
again,
fucking
it's one
time.
of those things where, like my wife said, not to argue semantics, but it's the same thing, just at a different angle. So if you recognize that we're gonna have different explosion levels and whatnot, then how can you show? Like my wife said, how can you tell me how to feel, how to move and navigate about things and whatnot? So if they understand what she just said, and even she getting kudos in the comments, she getting kudos.
Mm,
So then why are these actions that they doing? Then why are these actions that they're doing the exact same thing, just different, just different? So like I said, had I blown up, and again, the biggest point that she just proved was you better change your approach. But like she said, if you're in a relationship with a person and you know they're different from you and their reactions is going to be different, then you need to stay single. Is that not what she said? Is that
mm-hmm.
not what she said? So then if I would have blew up, according to, we got the tape, it's recorded. If I would have blew up, then she according to what she just said, she should have been able to take that. But she just told you, had you came at her like that, you would have been ready to fight.
I would have, because of
Stan,
the way
But
you
ask
said
you
again,
this question.
you can't say that, but then go around and tell us, well, you got to understand you with somebody different, and it ain't gonna be fair. So if that's your unfair moment, then why can't y'all take it?
oh no, because there is a way to talk to people. I'm
Stan,
sorry.
I'm
And
glad TV. I'm glad that you
no,
said that. Stan,
no,
I'm gonna
there's a
ask
way
you
to
a
talk
question.
to people. And there's things that I have decided from my own respect that I will take and I won't take. Hello. So that's for me. So if it came down to me being single and me deciding to take somebody calling me bitch or disrespecting me, then yeah, I'm gonna be single.
Well, I ain't even
Period.
talking that level. I'm talking about even like I said earlier, where you was like, yeah, they were night and day. If I would have went like that, babe, you wouldn't have accepted it.
Stan, can I ask you a question? Hell no. And before I answer that question, Raina, Stan, I want to ask you this question: a woman, when she get mad at us, she can do whatever the fuck she want to.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with it? Okay. I really do believe that when I think a woman see a man showing up, it's soft as fuck. Like if I'm mad at my girl, she expect me to come at her like, baby, I'm so mad at
Mm-hmm.
you right now. Like getting on my nerves.
Not true, because I don't care about him blowing up.
I know
So
you
why is it a
lying.
problem? So I'm glad that you fell right into that. My point is why y'all can explode at us like that, but when we y'all expect us not to show no emotion.
No,
When we
I think
mad
they
as
want us to
fuck,
show emotion. It's which emotions though. You know what I mean? Because
No,
but
because there's been times
do they expect do
exploded.
they
hold
I
why
up,
don't get mad
they
at
don't
you.
expect
who?
You've exploded and gotten mad, and I don't get mad at you for that.
When the last time I've exploded?
It's been a minute. I get nervous because when you get mad, hey, now 9 times out of 10, when you get mad, it ain't usually at me. So that's why I get
do
nervous.
women expect a man
So
not
It
hold
to
ain't,
on,
show the
let
mad
wifey answer my boy's question. So do women respect the change? How was it? Do women respect the change in men or the difference in men? Yeah, do women respect the difference in men? That was the question.
do women,
Do women
wait a minute, say that
respect
again?
the difference in men?
I don't know
It's
what
a
that
difference
means.
in expressing ourselves.
We respect that.
no
I've
y'all
told you times, speaking on myself, again, I'm not going to speak for no. I'm,
y'all do not.
I want
Well y'all
you to
don't.
express,
Hell.
I want you to emotion.
That's that. I find that funny because y'all do not let us express ourselves how y'all
Or
express
the only
yourselves.
thing I
But
can
we expect
say,
on the man side.
the only thing I can say between for me, when there are times where I really want to come off the top, like on a rap battle, I feel like I gotta prep a lot of it before I can say it. I'd be like, babe, I'm getting ready to let me take the filter. I gotta, you know what I mean? Because there are times where I can just start spewing shit out, and when I do that, depending on how it comes out, then I gotta fix it. But that
Now, again,
Men can't have a filter.
now,
hold up.
but now, see, here's the thing, though. You have to know your partner. Now, y'all can take this with it, what you will, because again, going back to what I just said a few minutes ago, I set a standard for me and what I feel is respectful for me. So when I gotta, he says put a filter on, or at least prep me and say, hey, I'm about to let some stuff off my chest. So I know that he's about to let it all hang out, so to speak. Then I know what ears to listen with, knowing that, okay, he may say some things that are off the cuff, and I know not to listen with sensitive ears. Then it's like, okay, I know how to listen. But I know my husband can talk hood or street. I didn't come from that. So I don't talk in that way. So again, I know what I take in as respect and what I take in as disrespect. So for me, he just has to tell me, all right, babe, this is one of the moments. Amber, stop. This is one of those moments where I'm going to be all filter off. Can you handle it? Or if it's not. But that's me. That's our setup. So it's not that he can't express himself. I just need to know how he's coming. So
Another
I know how to prepare myself.
another reason why I feel like men get so upset when it comes to issues in the household and our issues being overly glorified or inflated is we don't get nothing. So let me explain that. Depending on the issue that I bring to my wife, I might have to rub her feet. I might have to get her flowers. I might have to run a bath for her. I might have to get a card. I might have to kiss a little ass for a couple of days, depending on what it is. For women, most times, once they say I'm sorry, that's it. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing extra added. It's I apologize for that. So can we move on? Like, wait, what? And I hate to say it, and I will go back and say this probably goes in line with what my wife's saying. Like, y'all can't be doing the whole tit for tat thing. But at the end of the day, sometimes we can't let it go simply because we don't get the same post treatment as women do.
Mm-hmm.
There's
At all.
nothing after okay, I apologize, let's move. And it's like, well, damn, that's it. Like,
It was easy when you done it, but when I do
there's a
it,
certain level of work that got to go into that. So it's like, man, mm, sometimes
But did you set up those rules of engagement early in the relationship?
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
our
Now,
our
now,
rules of
now, me
engagement is
and my wife gonna have what we call that. Me and my wife getting ready to have heightened fellowship for a second. So
got
the
you.
reason
Come
why
on with
I
it.
say yes is because me and my wife used to go at it, and she stood her ground because she
Mm-hmm.
wanted post apology situations to look and feel a certain way. And I used to go at her because on the time she was wrong, I'd be like, well, damn, you ain't rubbing my feet, you ain't. And her biggest argument was, what I need doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're going to need when things happen.
Because, but why would I say
Because
that to
I
you?
used to tell her, like, damn, I got to do all this for you. Why you don't do it for me? But
Exactly. Not because you need it, but because you
but
wanted it
here's the
because I
thing.
got it. Not because
But here's the thing.
you need it.
There's been times where I've been like, babe, here's a time where I need just a little more. And she still, I apologize. What we doing? And the second I'm holding on to it for too long, she would go, okay, you can stay mad at me as long as you want. I apologize. I'm gonna give you some space. She added it. But I'm like, I got
You
text
telling
messages.
it
I got receipts. I got receipts. And it's like, well damn, like,
you
but
telling
again, and
him.
now see, here's the thing. And I know women are gonna hate what I'm getting ready to say. But the easiest post apology scenario that we are looking for, they don't want
And
to
here
do.
we go.
Like, I can't tell you
The yank.
how many times I've said, do what I heard my daughter in the background, so I had to filter myself a little bit. But I'm like, if you would, I'm
The
just like,
son,
if you would
so be
just
careful.
bust it open for a pork chop and quit playing, we can get through this. And and
Uh,
I've heard on even my TikTok lives where women like, I shouldn't have to do all that for you to, and it's like, what if men took the same approach? What if we was like, damn, if I messed up and I said I'm sorry, I shouldn't have to do all that for you to accept the fact that I apologize. So why can't we move on?
mm-hmm.
Oh no, I gotta buy flowers and make my fingers do crip signs and shit on her feet,
You know
and
you need to
it's
quit
it's
that.
not
Ooh.
it's not fair. It's all
At all.
lopsided, and they sit here and wonder why you won't let it go. You won't let it go. The 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 explosion is different. The way we handle it is different. The post action is different. Everything is different, and it always leans heavier on the softness for the woman. You know, do you know how much of a bitch I would be if if my wife made a mistake and she came up to me and was like, "Babe, I'm sorry I did. I know I made you feel." I would be like, "What? What? Like,
You need
yeah, I ain't even pissed off no more. You said you wanted a new Louis. What? Like, what are we talking about?" But it don't go that way. And I've been screaming that for I don't know how long? I don't. Nope. It's all. I shouldn't have to do all that for you to get over it. Like, what you mean?
You need to quit.
Am
You
I
need to
lying,
But
Quay?
quit.
I is like that, bro. Hell
Am I
nah, you ain't
fucking
lying.
lying? I know. Hey,
Hell
silly.
nah.
Am I lying? I'm not.
Hell. I feel like women need to understand our standards that we want, because we always gonna give them their
I
standards.
hate to say
We
it.
always gonna do what is needed
I hate to
for
say
them.
it, but in this moment, this is one of those times where if women understood we want the same thing they want when it comes to issues, they would have peace as well.
Exactly. Exactly. They I feel like a woman want us to feel the exact same way they feel. Like we got feelings too. They will align. Our feelings will align, but our feelings are always gonna be different. And when they understand it, they will truly understand the man that they with. They'll see everything that they want in the man, everything that they want the man to do for them. They gonna see all that shit like they looking through a clear glass, bro.
Hold on. She
They
said,
gonna see
we got
all
a
that shit.
comment. She said, I shouldn't be able to get peace by giving sex a head. We're not saying that that's how you get it, but we saying that it's an added plus for us to get over it quicker. Now, with that being said, the thing is, for example, my wife loves to shop. I know this. I knew this when I married her. I know without a shadow of a doubt, she got a 50 spot waiting somewhere to get something. It just innately in her. She loves to shop. So the fact of the matter is, and this is a little bit unfair. This is that unfairness, right, that we're talking about. She's getting ready to make a purchase at some point in the future, knowing I'm not going to be happy about it. She knows this.
She probably gonna do it
I
anyway.
already got what I want too. I
Probably
already
gonna
know
do it
what
Here's
I
the
anyway.
want.
thing. Here's the thing. See how she says she already know what she wants. So,
I already know what I want. I already
so the
know what I'm
thing
ready to
is,
ask for.
let's go back to the y'all situation. I've done it so many times that when I get ready to do it again, it's this big explode. She's made so many purchases that technically I'm getting ready to explode. But because men don't get anything, it's like, well, shit, you finna pay for that purse more than one way because you ain't finna keep blowing the budget. Me getting this apology that I know that's gonna get me nowhere, and then what?
Oh, no, I already know. Oh, I already know I got
Then
to pay
what?
down for this one.
But you don't think that's fair?
I already know I got to pay down for this one.
But you still don't think that's unfair to Stan? He telling you something
For
that he
what?
do not like, and you still doing it. You don't see
No,
how
I don't.
unfair that is? That's the whole
No,
point.
we wait. What? I didn't shop without talking to him.
But
Is that what you said I
are
did?
you still gonna get the purchase?
No, that's why I said I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
talk to him,
I, oh, I,
but
okay,
I know I'm gonna have to pay down in order to get it.
okay. I got you. I got you.
It's one of them things I'm gonna have to. Hey, I'm gonna have to come correct if I want to get it.
Man, line,
So
Oh no,
man,
I ain't
line.
go
you
back.
coming correct? You
At this point in my
you
life,
coming
if you
correct?
getting ready to break the budget, if you getting ready to
Okay,
break the budget, I'm breaking that butt. I'm sorry.
What is Stan? What is the? I want to ask you this. How do you think a woman come into something coming correct? Like how we got to come correct for a woman. How do you see a woman coming correct, especially if we telling them how to come, but they still
Me
like
personally, and this is, uh, I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm gonna speak for myself. I can't speak for all men on this, but for me, the perfect apology for me, especially if you've already done it. So I'm gonna use the mall situation. Like I even told my wife, I don't think I'm like internally, I don't think you came as hard as I needed you to do it, and I told her that later down the line. But the real apology I was looking for was I knew your stance. I went against it. I apologize. There's some other angles I did, but I don't want to inflate that for y'all to tear apart. I know how the nation is, but like I want that accountability. But for me, and I hate to say this way, but because women, and it's gonna come off so jacked up, so try to follow me on why I'm saying it. I know some women, like Tay said, I shouldn't have to do this to get peace. So men look at rubbing feet, running bathwater, kissing a little ass. We look at that as our punishment for when we fuck up. We gotta do it. We messed up, we gotta pay the piper. That's the way we think. So when a woman messes up, yeah, I want you to show me you know that you got that accountability, but now pay the piper. Don't sit there and be like,
Mm.
okay, I just said I'm sorry, cool, we gonna roll with it. No, if I had to pay the piper, how are you gonna pay the piper? Some women ain't in the feet, and she ain't finna get down there and look like this in about 30 minutes trying to rub these bunions. It ain't gonna. So okay, you gonna have to give up a little
That's
bit of your
fair.
soft quote unquote rights, but bust it open like a pork
That's
chop.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. When you say it like that, that's
And
actually
that's
fair.
why men are like, oh, you messed up? Come on with it. I ain't gotta do all that. And then what we do, Trey, then we start fighting for the right. When we don't get what we
Right.
want, we start fighting for the right. And that's why I don't let up. There are times where literally my wife be like, dang, you want to be dead right like that? It's like, hell yeah. What am I getting out of it? I'm
Mm.
sorry, we gonna keep it pushing?
Exactly.
No. Then I might as well beat this to death so it ain't gonna happen again. Because if it happens again, then what? I gotta get caught again.
Mm.
Post apology for a man is totally different. We got to put in that Ruben stutter.
Oh.
Shoot, there are things to this day that I'm still apologizing for.
Mm. You better than me because I'm not finna keep apologizing for shit that's a month ago or a week, even a week ago.
It's about appreciation at that
Yeah, man.
point for me. So for me, it's about appreciation. It's about appreciation and accepting that there are some things, no matter how good of a man I think I am, there's some things I have to be appreciative of the grace you've given it. You see what I'm saying? So to some men, it's like that's a little bit overkill. But at the end of the day, but
Yeah. See, I give my woman grace on the things that she needs to correct, and the reason why I keep giving my girl grace is because I'm seeing it. But when she don't do it, the reason why I might get to that level to where um I'm exploding or whatnot is because her reaction to my
mhm,
reaction. Like I'm seeing it,
that's
but
that whole touch and agree
let me tell
mentality.
you.
Me and my wife used to go through that. That was year
Mm,
one. I remember one
mm,
day. It's funny now. I can laugh about it now. We were year one of our relationship, and I did something. I forget what it was, but I remember her reaction. She came downstairs livid, right? And when she walked in the bedroom, she instantly started going in. But she was already in her head expecting me to touch and agree. And when I didn't, she
mm.
stormed off and she was like, yeah, I'm pissed. Because you didn't just touch and agree. And I'm like, but see, that shows our
Was you able to
growth,
read her
right?
mind in
Because like she said, if we are
that? Yeah.
different, then you can't hold me accountable for the fact that I didn't respond the way you intended. But in that moment, she was
Mm.
pissed. She was like, you didn't touch and agree. And that's what I needed from you in that moment. You didn't touch and agree, and that's why I'm holding on. I'm like, well, damn.
Mhm.
That small mistake blew the fuck up, boy.
And hey,
Oh
me and
my
my me and
god,
my
bro.
wife in the beginning used to be some hounds to each other. We
Oh, we used to go at it.
we used
But
to
still,
she used to
why
go to
is
she used to
that?
go to work, right? She used to go to work at like crack of dawn.
And the funny, and can you believe that we were best
Uh-huh.
friends before we were
And
married
you would have
or
thought we
before we
hated each
dated?
other for a
And
minute
that's the
because she
funny
used to
thing.
get up and go to work at the crack of dawn. It'd be like 5:36, right? I don't have to get up until like 7 or 8. And what she would do was when she was mad and leaving the house, she would storm out the house knowing I'm knocked out. And she would slam the door, bow, to the bedroom, knowing it's going to wake me up and go to work. When I tell you, when I tell you,
Boy,
we used to go at it. It's like,
that changed the dynamic of your day. You waking up to the door being slammed, your whole
boy,
day is
I
fucked up. Like
used to
damn
be
near.
pissed. And she was so gutter. She didn't care. She was like, because it was something about me looking like I wasn't losing no sleep when she was pissed off that used to get to her. But I learned that from her. So,
Mm.
hey,
Let
it
you
used to
blowing
go
up about
down.
that.
I'm proud of where we at now.
How you think how you think if you would have came to your wife and told her about that,
I did, I did,
like,
but like
baby,
she
I
said,
don't like you slamming the door. I'm waking up like this.
we was best friends before that? Because we used to talk
Yeah,
to
I
each other
believe I
like
see
niggas
it.
in the beginning. If I'm being
Y'all damn
if
near
I'm
was
being
the
honest, we used to talk to each other like niggas. Like we didn't give a fuck. But that's a whole nother whole another level of respect in a relationship, right? It was deep. It was deep. We done grown a lot since then. Uh, can you believe I got her to say that was fair? It's getting to know your partner sometimes. It's getting to know your partner. Sometimes we are so used to being by ourselves. Some things have to be adjusted with time. How much time? Because that's the thing I don't get with women. Y'all
that's a real
time
question.
is different from our time.
Wait,
Hella different. Y'all be needing 6 months to a year. We need 6 months to 6 days to a week to a week and a half. Like what the hell? Mm-mm.
mm, you when I want some change in my woman, I damn near want to see that the next day.
Now that's unrealistic though. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, it's unrealistic, but I see what my problem is as a man, bro. And I hate to get on this topic, but
We can't
when I'm
switch it.
telling
We
my
can't
girl
switch
like
it
what
up.
I want,
We can't switch it up.
no, I just
Uh uh
okay. I got you. I got you.
Can't switch it up. I got to make sure that when we on these podcasts that we stay on topic. Now that we've done leveled up the platform, we got to make sure we giving them the level up experience.
Hmm.
Back in our Zoom days, we got to talk about
I still
8
feel like they're
topics
not
over
gonna
the course of
understand that.
4 5 hours.
I still don't feel like they understand. I don't. I still feel like the women don't understand that. Our small problems is still being glorified. They bring that shit on a 24 karat gold state that we fucking up. They make it known like you can be in fucking public. Don't let this shit happen in fucking public.
Yeah, my wife don't do good with being embarrassed. You ain't gonna embarrass her. No. What's going on, Miss Hurt?
Hey, okay. So what I'm saying as far as with time, meaning the situation what you said with, about your wife in the beginning of your relationship, or maybe it was the first year, how she get up and slamming doors and this and the third. That's what I'm saying about things with time, because when I'm saying like you're so used to being by yourself, either you or her, you're so used to being by yourself, you're so used to doing things and not worrying about messing with somebody else's sleep, not messing with somebody's,
Oh
it's
no.
just you learn with time
Oh no.
on how to
In
adjust
that year
that
one
you
of
have
our
a partner
relationship, me
now.
and my wife knew exactly what we were doing. She knew what she was doing. She do. She do. She knew. Matter of fact, babe, get over here. And in year one of our relationship, when you used to get mad at me and walk out and slam the door, did you know what you were doing?
Absolutely.
She would bam wake me up, and I used to tell her quit doing it. She didn't care. She was pissed.
Mm.
That was her shit.
Okay, well,
She was good for a door slam. She was
not a
good for
door
that.
slam
I
though.
mean, I got a whole another hour and a half before I even got to think about getting up. And she would bam and walk, and then won't even call me. Won't even answer call. Go straight to work.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
we
she
were
was
very
mad.
mean.
We used to be at it. I
Definitely
used to
mad.
do stuff like if she would piss me off, I would totally avoid her. Like I would
God,
shit.
we were very mean to each other.
What you say, babe?
No, not let me see. Move. I said
We
we
were
were
we
very
were
mean to each other.
hounds in the beginning. It was yo. You gonna treat me like this? Okay, I'm gonna treat you like this. It was
But the sad thing, like if you know that though, it's so funny because we were best friends. Like I can't stress that enough. Like we were. These are two people. So can you imagine people who didn't know each other? Like we were best friends doing this to each other. I can't imagine two people who were
that
like didn't know
shit
each other.
was wild. When you think about it, it's funny now. It wasn't funny then, but it's funny now.
No, it wasn't funny. No, it wasn't
It's
funny
damn
then.
sure wasn't funny then.
No, it
And
wasn't
her
funny then.
and her. Now, am I gonna get in trouble for saying this from the year one? Am I able to indulge from year one? Like her post apology scenario, we was up there in the living room one day, and I'm like, why can't you let nothing go? And I'm like, what do you need? And she was struggling, and she was like, I need you to grovel.
Mommy.
I'm like, what?
Funny
She's
man.
like, yeah, I need you to grovel. And I'm like, you in my head, I'm like, you got like fucked up.
You know?
No, no, I'm not.
Oh yeah.
But that was what she expected, and it's also what we were used to, right? There was a certain level of what when it came to apology she was used to, and she was looking for me to do the same thing, and I'm like, no, mm-mm,
Don't you do?
not going.
Don't.
So with that being said, now that you now that you've heard the conversation back, do you feel like what men go through is fair when it comes to mistakes?
Sometimes because y'all be tearing up.
But overall, but
Y'all be
overall,
cutting up. No, no, but for real,
but
y'all be cutting.
overall,
No, but for real, y'all be cutting.
but
No, but
overall.
for real, y'all be cutting up. No, for real. Overall, yes, because y'all be cutting up. Because be honest, and you've said this even on your lives, and you said it to me. I don't even mess up as much as you mess up,
But the difference is,
and I mess up
no,
to the
that's where
level
I
you
was
mess up.
going because the difference is we mess up small mistakes all the time. But when women mess up, y'all mess up. Because I'm sorry, the mall was a huge mistake. That was
That
huge.
nah,
Now,
see,
to your own sentiment,
it was
what's
not.
small to you is big to me.
Okay,
Oh,
tell the
okay,
people what I
okay.
did.
Let me give
Let
y'all
me
the
tell
back.
the people what I. Let me tell
Roll
the people
with
what I
me
did.
on this. So here's the scenario, but you got to get the whole story in order to see what really went down. My wife has road rage. Let me say this. My wife has road rage. So one day she went to work, and I forgot what restaurant it was at.
This day I didn't
I
have
forgot
road
what
rage though.
restaurant it was at, and
McDonald's.
dude, what wouldn't pull up. He wouldn't get over or something.
Tell the story.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
let me tell that story.
Okay.
I'm finna tear it up. So this particular, I went to McDonald's to get breakfast before work, and um, y'all know sometimes they'll pull a car up, and this particular McDonald's, instead of them pulling you over to the lanes, they would just pull you up, keep you in the drive-through lane, but just tell you to pull up to the end of the building. Well, they pulled this car up. They had pulled two cars up. But dude had gotten his food, and the very first car, he had gotten his food, but still was sitting there. They had pulled the car up in front of me, but then there's my car. I got my food and my order, and because he was still sitting there eating, he was blocking. Excuse me. He was blocking the way. So the car in front of me had a hard time trying to get out and almost tore her car up trying to get out. Well, then I tried to get out and I'm blowing my horn trying to like tell dude like please. I can't. My car was bigger than the car in front of him because I have an SUV or the car that was in front of me originally. So I couldn't. If I would have tried to, if I would have tried to swerve out, I would have potentially hit the back of this man's car, and I didn't want to hit his car. So I'm like tooting my horn just a little bit to say, "Hey, do you mind scooting up a little bit so I can get out?"
I was on the
I didn't hit
phone
my
with
horn
you.
hard. I did a double tap, like BB.
I remember her
I did a
voice going,
little
"Pull
double tap,
up!" Like I'm trying to get out. Like she was frustrated.
but he
But
couldn't
the
hear
thing,
me.
so
I'm
the
saying
fact of
that
the matter
on the
is,
phone.
this man gets out his car and starts walking slash charging at the car. So the thing, when I tell you, my wife was so distraught, like she couldn't even go to work. Like she was at home.
Go finish. Tell the whole thing. He gets out his
Okay.
car, pulling a gun, pulling a gun, and thankfully he doesn't realize that he's. No, I gotta get a thing. He's trying to pull a gun on me. It's a white guy, and I don't, and I'm not trying to offend nobody on the call, but I could care less. Because this was during Trump era. Um, he's pulling a gun, and the only saving grace was the fact that he didn't put his car in park, and so he realizes this, and his car is rolling, and he has to run and chase his car to keep it from rolling away. And so that's how I was able to get my car out
Now,
and get away.
speed you up. Me and
So
my
fast
wife
forward.
had a conversation, and I'm like, when it comes to other men, I don't want you out there checking men when I'm not with you because there's no telling what could happen. We not have that conversation? So I'm
We
like,
had the conversation. And this was right after
don't be
George
out
Floyd
there
was killed.
checking
Like
men
literally,
because
like
if
this
I'm not
happened.
there to save you, I'm gonna feel awful because something can happen, whatnot, blah 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 blah. We had that whole conversation. Now she goes to the mall, and you know people like to beat you to the parking space. She's sitting there, blinker on, waiting on the parking space. Second, she can get in there, somebody zooms into the parking space. Right? Saw her waiting on it. When I tell you, my wife sat there. She sat there, waited on this man to get out the car to get her 2 cents off. Now, now, now this
I was
going now we
pissed.
finna bring this full circle because you remember how she said you got to change you. So you
I was
remember how
pissed.
she said you got to change your approach, right? In my
I
head,
was
I'm
pissed.
livid. I'm pissed at my wife,
I
but
was
she's going
pissed.
off. But
Now
babe,
this
you
story
know that was
happened
wrong.
once.
Babe, you know that was wrong. I'm sitting there in my car rocking like, but babe, we talked about this.
Mm.
You said you wasn't gonna do that. And at first she wasn't even trying to bend. She was like, but come on now. If he saw me waiting for that part,
I was
and
pissed.
again, what
I was
the me that wanna jumps out is fuck all that.
pissed.
We talked about this. You shouldn't have never went there. You know? But I'm
Mm.
like, and literally, this is how I'm talking to her. I'm like, babe, I'm not trying to negate nothing you're saying. I'm not. I really ain't. But what I'm telling you is what you did could have had bigger implications than what just went down. That man could have did anything to you, and I'm not there. And once again, she's like, it took her a minute, but then she was like, "You're right. I'll give it to you. You're right."
I was pissed.
Now,
Oh, I was pissed.
because I didn't want to do the whole tit for tat or push, I'm like, but you still, and she said it again. She was like, I told you, you ain't getting no argument out of me. You're right. And in my head, I'm like, I'm still living because it's not to the level in which I need it, right? Because I'm like, you got
What?
you got kids in the
What?
car. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So this is one of those times where I'm looking for the
Come here.
big baby. I fucked up, and I'm gonna need some yams after
Come
that.
here.
I didn't get that. So to me, everybody in the comments, am I right for being livid the way I am? Is that a big, or am I right to say that was big?
Oh, come here. Come here, Riz. Yeah, I was pissed,
Saying
y'all.
I got wifey on the phone.
Oh, oh. Come here, baby. Come here. Oh. Y'all are best. I was pissed, y'all. Oh, I was hot. I was hotter than hot. When I tell y'all, I did. He ain't lying. I sat my car right there behind the car. When he pulled in my spot, I pulled my car right behind him, and I sat there and I waited for that joker to get out his car. I am.
But see,
You tell them
this
to
is the thing, and this is,
when you tell them.
this is what men go through, right? Because 101, I wasn't gonna win that conversation. No, I'm
You
talking
did win though.
not
You
the fact
did.
that you. But I'm saying if I
Oh,
would have went
oh,
at you
come on,
like,
baby.
all right, babe, I need a little more, and I'm gonna need you to give me the lamb chops, it would have been why it would have been. But this is one of those things where Trey, you can appreciate what I'm getting ready to say next. Like I said, if I'm finna go to the couch, I'm finna go there. So so
You're not gonna
Yeah.
go to the.
this is one of those things where if I would have said that, my wife wouldn't have heard me. She would have thought I was trying to make a point. I'm just trying to get what I'm trying to, you know. But the fact that two other
Yeah.
women heard this story, seamless from both sides, 9 times out of
Mm-hmm.
10, my wife would give me that ass.
I'm gonna give you the
But
yams.
it took for that though.
I feel
It
bad.
took for
I
that
got wife
though.
too. Wifey called.
But it took
So,
for that though. Had I been sitting there trying to hold my ground
a
by
lot.
myself, I wouldn't have won that.
It took a lot.
Well, but no, but that's not fair though, babe, because we haven't even talked about that
Because
situation
hold
since
up,
then
and
either though.
let me let me show you. I'm gonna prove it again, Trey. I'm helping you out. So if you need to use this tape, you can use it. Because here's another thing my wife do not like that I do. She said we need to be able to have
Huh?
conversations, and once they're done, I don't want to hear about it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's another big young money, cash money, no. So now that we got through it,
Mm-hmm.
I know if I bring it up, like, babe, I ain't really get what I needed from that. Like, that's gonna be a whole nother conversation. Like, and now that some time has passed, like, babe, we had that conversation. I thought we moved forward. I thought, and it's like, babe, you put yourself in danger. You said I was right. You didn't really say I was sorry. You said I was right, and then I didn't get no yams.
No, no, no. I did say I was sorry. I did say sorry. If you remember, I did say, you know what? I'm sorry. You are right. I apologize because I did tell you I wasn't going to do this again, and I did.
Hmm.
I did apologize. If you remember that conversation in that day, I did apologize. Now I might not have thrown out the yams, but I did apologize. Now I did apologize. Now give me
No,
if you
okay.
going if you gonna
Now
tell it,
I'm gonna
tell the
tell you
whole
something.
thing.
I'm gonna give
Give
you
me
a
my
little bit of
credit because I
insight.
did apologize.
No, I ain't gonna do that. That's too much. Y'all ain't getting all of my shit. No, that's too much.
And, my girl just called in too. She
What's
trying to
happening?
get everybody.
Hey.
Shoot, she just called in. We getting ready to wrap. What time is it?
I know.
We getting ready
I
to
feel you.
wrap up. So with that being said,
Hurt,
I have.
hurt.
Are we done with this? Because I got an announcement to make. So are we done? Anybody in the comments got another? Got anything to say? Gotcha. Gotcha. Hey, do not leave. Do not leave, but I'm finna wrap it up. So again, it was nice. My wife probably will not admit it, but she has seen some new angles and even agreed to some new angles on this live. And I want to thank the nation for securing the yams for me. Thanks to my producer. Y'all got me a free night of them lamb chops. With every stroke, I'm gonna be thinking about the nation because I'm getting up in that. Uh, appreciate.
You had better not be thinking about them. I know you lying.
She picked up that phone quick as fuck.
Now you about to get it taken away just that quick. You about to get it taken away just that quick. Quit playing with me.
Anyway, so so I appreciate it.
No.
Anyway, so I appreciate Trey for coming out. Things. I hope you got some better insight from a woman's perspective. So there's a little bit more grace, even
Oh
though
yeah, for sure.
I know you hate to hear it. There's a little bit more grace you're gonna have to give with that. But at the end of the day, make sure you argue yourself into some yam. Um, Other than that,
Oh,
y'all
for
know me, your host Stanley Peavy, better known as Mr. Roll with me. I thank y'all for coming out, but don't leave because I have an announcement to make. Y'all gonna like this. Roll with me. All right.